You reply a little slower. You stop double texting. You stop checking in before making plans. Before you say a word, they feel it. Suddenly, they're texting more, just thinking about you. Suddenly, they want to hang out this week, 3 months after you couldn't pin them down for anything. Looks like a coincidence. It isn't. The second you start pulling away from a friendship that stopped being real, something happens. Most people don't even realize they're doing it. Once you see this pattern, you'll spot it in every fading friendship you've ever had. A fake friend doesn't need you to say, "We're done." Some part of them already reads the exit before you're near the door. Stick around, that clingy "Hey stranger" text is never going to look like a coincidence again. Here's what nobody tells you about fake friendships. The ending was never about what you said. It's about a shift they feel in you. Your tone, your response time, how much effort you quietly stopped putting in. The less real the friendship was, the faster they catch it. Trace almost every sudden clingy phase back to one moment, the moment you tried to step back. It's not random. It repeats, friendship after friendship. I'm about to show you exactly what that looks like. Had someone get weirdly needy right when you pulled away? Comment which sign hits first. Like and subscribe so you don't miss where this goes, because sign 1 is the one almost nobody talks about. Sign 1. They get clingier right before they disappear for good. You'd think fading interest just fades a little less each time. That's not how it plays out. The moment a fake friend senses they're losing their grip on you, something in them panics before it lets go. Suddenly they're double texting. Suddenly they're inviting you to things they never invited you to before. Suddenly they're extra sweet, extra present, extra, "we should really catch up soon." It's not because they value you more. It's the opposite. It's one last spike of effort before it drops off completely, the same way a habit gets loudest right before it dies for good. There's a name for this exact pattern. Once you know it, you'll never mistake that sudden attention for real change again. It's not a comeback, it's a countdown. Sign 2. They clock the fade fast because they've run this exact playbook on someone else. Almost nobody sits a friend down and says, "This is over." What usually happens is the slow disappear. Shorter replies, canceled plans, less effort, until one day you realize you haven't really talked in months. Here's the part that stings. If a fake friend recognizes what you're doing that fast, it's usually because they've already done it on someone else. Maybe more than once. The distance doesn't feel new to them. It feels familiar. They know the rhythm, the gaps between texts, the "sorry, been busy" that used to mean something and suddenly doesn't. They're not reading your mind. They're recognizing a pattern they've used themselves. So why do some people catch the fade faster than others? Sign 3. Some people are wired to feel a cold shoulder before it's even fully cold. Here's the part that doesn't make sense until you think about it. A full ignore usually bothers people less than a friend who's just slightly off, a little more distant, a little slower to reply. That barely there coldness sets off more alarms than a straight-up ghost, because your brain is built to notice small shifts in how you feel valued, more than it notices extremes. So when a fake friend starts acting a little different, quieter, more formal, a bit less warm, some part of them picks that up almost instantly. Not because they're especially perceptive, just because that's how people track rejection, in the in-between space, not the obvious one. Nobody says a word. Somehow, everybody already knows. Sign 4. Not everyone doing this is scheming. Some of it is just panic. Before you label every clingy friend a manipulator, sit with this. Some of that sudden reaching out isn't calculated at all. It's what happens when someone senses a bond slipping and something old and automatic kicks in. Extra texting, picking fights, going quiet, sometimes chasing harder without meaning to. It's less a strategy, more an alarm going off they can't control. That doesn't make the friendship real. It doesn't mean you owe them anything, but the clinginess you're seeing isn't always proof of a master plan. Sometimes it's just a nervous system doing what nervous systems do when it feels something ending. Calculated or panicked? Which one have you seen more? Comment below. I'm curious which one's more common. Sign 5. Some fake friends aren't sensing anything emotionally. They're just good at reading people, and they don't care what they find. There's a difference between someone who feels a shift and someone who calculates one. Some people are just sharp. They notice when your replies get shorter, when you stop initiating plans, when your tone changes slightly. Not because they're emotionally tuned in, but because they're watching the details. How fast you text back, how often you show up, how warm you sound. It's less, I can feel you pulling away, and more, I can see it. That's usually the version that stings the most. It doesn't come from caring about you. It comes from watching you the way you'd watch anything else you wanted to keep around, purely for what it gave them. Not every fake friend who catches on is hurt by it. Some just don't want to lose what you were giving them. Sign 6. When contact starts dropping, their next reach out often stretches longer texts, longer calls, before either of you has admitted what's happening. Something interesting happens once a friendship dips below a certain amount of contact. The next time that person reaches out, they linger. The call runs long, the message goes on longer than it needs to. Some part of them is trying to patch something up before they've consciously noticed it's cracking. You've felt this too, texting someone you've been distant from and suddenly having way more to say than you expected, like your brain already knew there was ground to make up. Nobody plans it. It's just what happens when closeness slips and something in you tries to catch it before it's gone. So if a fading friend's replies get longer instead of shorter, that's not random either. Sign 7, and this one's unsettling. Distance alone is often enough. No conversation required. Go 6 months without really talking to someone you used to call a close friend. Something quietly shifts. They stop feeling like a close friend and start feeling like someone you used to be close with. Keep that going, and around the 3-year mark, that same person can start to feel like someone you vaguely used to know. Nobody has to say a hard truth for that to happen. No confrontation, no we need to talk. Just time, and less contact than there used to be doing the work on its own. So, does a fake friend know you're cutting them off? They don't need to. Some part of them can feel the closeness fading right on schedule, whether either of you ever says it out loud. Quick note. None of this is meant to diagnose anyone, including yourself. It's not professional advice. It's not a checklist for judging anyone's mental state. Just patterns worth noticing. Which sign hit closest to home? The clinginess, the longer replies, something else? Comment below. Like this if it made you see an old friendship differently. Subscribe for more. Send this to the one friend who needs to see it.